Hi guys, good afternoon. Today I want to make a little cross. I already did that on the main channel, but I really like the crosses and they sell well. For that I'm using some 4mm glass beads, considered the crappy beads. I'm going to use some Swarovskis. I think it's about 20 of one color and 20 of another color, but you can use one color if you want to. I'm just doing two colors for tutorial purpose. You can use Swarovski rounds, you can use Swarovski bicones, but if you use Swarovski bicones, your cross will look a little bit more gothic-like. So, and you will need some seed beads. So what we're going to do is I got about an arm span wide of nylon thread of 0.2 millimeters, and I'm putting a white eye needle on both ends. And I don't really normally work with white eye needles, but this nylon thread always drives me nuts, so I thought it would be a good idea to do it with two threads, and it would be easier for you guys also. And basically what we're going to do is a right angle weave. So you got your two needles, you got your thread on there, and what we're going to do is we're going to pick up with the right hand the first three glass beads, and we're going to put that in the middle of our thread. And then we're going to pick up one and we're going to cross that with both our needles. Now you got to be careful that your needles don't go into the right into here, right? So that they don't go into the eye of the other needle. So you got to be careful with that. It happened to me a couple of times. Very annoying. So we got one. Now we're going to pick up one right and one left. Pull that down. And we're going to cross again. And I'm doing this a little bit different than I did that on the main channel. But the picture channel also shows you how to do this. But I always like to, if I can do it a little bit more perfect, I always like to do that. So I'm picking up one left and one right again. And crossing another one. And now I'm going to pick up one color, seed bead, bicone, seed bead, bicone, and I'm going to pull that down. And maybe it would be nicer if I would use an alternative color, like maybe black or something for the middle. So I'm going to see if I got some blacks in here. I'm picking up a black, and I'm going to pull that down on my thread because I don't think my needles can go through both seed beads, but they may. I don't know. I don't know how wide these needles are, or like if there's a millimeter size to them. Okay, I want that the other side, but that's okay. I'll do that later. Pick up a bicone right and a seed bead right and a bicone left and a seed bead left. Pull that down. And make that go to the middle. And now we're going to put one needle in our mouth. Well, I'm doing that anyway, so I can keep talking. And we're going into this this little glass bead right here. Pull that in there. And get the other one from my mouth and put that in there. And I really want them on the other side. They're being annoying, but that's what you get with nylon thread. Yeah, you can do this with Fireline, but I like it when my crosses are really stiff and not so dangly, so that's why I'm doing them with nylon. So I'm picking up a seed bead, again, a bicone, a seed bead. Very hard to do with left. Well, not for left-handed people, of course, but... And we're going to pull that down. Well, let's see if we can cross a seed bead without having to do that one by one. Yeah, that works too. Pull that annoying thread to the top. And now we're going to pick up a bicone and a seed bead, and with the left hand also a bicone and a seed bead. And we're going to pull that down, and we're going into this middle. Let me see if both needles will go in there at the same time. Yep, that works. And pull that through. Now what's going on here? So, nylon thread, very annoying, but when done, looks gorgeous. So, another seed bead, another bicone, another seed bead, and another bicone. Pull that down. Black seed bead in the middle, crossing them. And a bicone. A bicone. And a seed bead. A bicone. And a seed bead. Pulling that down. And going into this last one right here. Straightening that out. Okay, and now, as you can see, that curves, so you can't do one side of it. You have to do both. So we're going to turn it around. Now we're going to take the other color, seed bead, bicone, seed bead, bicone. Pull that down and cross in a seed bead. These are also, by the way, size 11. And we're going to pick up a bicone, a seed bead, and a bicone and a seed bead. And pull that down. And we're going to cross right here in the first one in the middle. Watch out, you don't go through the silver seed bead, that's on the other side. Can you guys see that? It's kind of hard because of the nylon, but it's right here in the first one. Okay, so we got the second color on the back, and now we're going to go work our way up. So we need seed bead, bicone, seed bead, bicone, pull it down, and cross in a black seed bead, and then again bicone, seed bead, bicone, seed bead, and pull that down right here in the middle, second one. And we're going to do that again. Seed bead, bicone, seed bead, bicone, put it down, cross in a black seed bead like that, and we're going to pick up another bicone. Pull you a little bit more towards me. Bicone, seed bead, bicone, seed bead, pull it down and into the top one right here. Cross it in there. Okay. Next thing we do is we're going to go take our right needle. We're going to go down in the glass bead like that. And the other, the left one goes down the glass bead right here. Watch out you don't stick through any seed beads, silver seed beads. And then it's going to be a little bit hard, but you got to go into the glass bead again. That's on this side. It's going to be a little hard to go through there, but you should manage. And then we're going to go up so that both threads are coming out of this glass bead on the side right here. On the right side, and then we're going to pick up a glass bead and another glass bead with the other needle, pull that down, and then cross with a glass bead, like that, and we're going to go back with a seed bead, a bicone, a seed bead, and a bicone. And I got like a little bit of a problem here that I need to solve first. I got like a little knot that I got to take out first. So I'm going to pause you for a second. And we're going to cross in a black seed bead, and I'm going to pick up a bicone and a seed bead and a bicone and a seed bead. And now they're going to cross right in here on the right side like that. And got to be careful not to go through the seed beads with your needles. And we're going to get a seed bead, and then we're going to do the other color because we're on the back now. So a seed bead, and the other color, cross in a black seed bead, pick up the other color again and a seed bead, bicone, seed bead, cross right here at the end, and now it's going to be a little hard. We're going to go with the right thread on the purple side, going to go into the glass bead, like that. Then we're going to go into the middle glass bead, like that, and into the top glass bead. Okay, and this is called the beaded path. You're following the route that you're supposed to go. So the other needle now comes out here, goes into the top one, goes into the middle one, goes into the one underneath, and this one is going to be hard, but you should be able to stick it through there. Yep. And this one goes up here, and the top one goes down here. And now we're going to do the 4 or the 3 glass beads again. 1, 2, and cross. And we're on the pink side, so we're going to pick up a seed bead, or it's violet. Pick up a seed bead, a violet, a seed bead, and a violet. And we're going to cross back in a black seed bead, and we're going to pick up a violet and a silver seed bead, pull it down, violet, silver seed bead, pull it down, and that goes back in here, and down in that same middle with the left thread. And we turn it around again, and we do the other side with the orange. Seed bead first, orange, actually I think it's peach, seed bead, orange, and cross in a black seed bead. Orange, silver, orange, silver, and right here crossing at the end. And then putting everything in position. Okay, now let's take the right thread first. That goes to the side, and this is following the beaded path. You don't go straight because now you need to come out here, but you can't go straight. So you go in following the beaded path. You're gonna go on the top one, then you need the bead in the middle, and it's gonna be a little bit hard to find because of all the seed beads there, but you'll find it like that, going down. Then to the side, right here in this middle one, and it's going to be a little bit hard, but it will be okay. You can go through there with, as long as you use 0.2 millimeters, and then you go up in the bead, and you come out in the middle one right here. So that's what we call the beaded path. Follow the route. Take the other one, and that needs to go coming out of the side here. So that needs to go in here. And when I say beaded path, it's the path that you already walked, and I'm not meaning like go up here, cross in there, and then try to get into that bead. You really have to follow the path if you want to make sure that this cross won't pull in certain directions. So no shortcuts. My thread is a little short here now, but I'll make it. Okay, so in here, and then up, right in the middle, looking for that hole. Got it. And then in here. And then if all's correct, both my threads should be coming out of the glass bead on each side. So now we're going to do the last one. One. Wow. Almost cost me an eye. Two. And cross. And we're on the orange side. Seed bead. An orange. A seed bead. And an orange. And I'm going to cross in a black seed bead. And now I need two more, but I don't know where the other orange went. Oh. Either that or I didn't count correctly. Okay, adding the last two peach now. One in there. Going back in that middle one. Something's in the way. And this one. I think I'll just do that with my finger because it's getting a bit short. Bite cone, seed bead. And I probably won't get that through there, so I'll have to put it on my needle. Back in there. Okay, now we got the back side. We need to do the pinks. Seed bead, or the violets. Violet, seed bead, violet, and cross. Violet, seed bead, violet, seed bead, and into the top one right here. I'll pick up 3 seed beads. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Pull that down. And tie 2 knots. 1 and 2. I'm picking up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That will be for our loop. The other one has to go through those same 10 seed beads. So got him. And then the right thread goes down to 3 seed beads, and that knot may be in the way, so you have to pull that out of the way a bit and see if you can get that done. Down these 3, and the other one goes down the other 3. I'll pull everything tight. And we're going into the side right here. And then we're gonna again do 2 knots. 1 and 2. And make sure that your loop is straight now. And we're gonna pull this one knot into that glass bead over there. Okay, you hear a pop or you feel a pop when it's gone in there. And I'm going to go down and I'm going to go pick up a seed bead and go in the middle one right there, because now I'm going to basically straighten out the middle. See if I can still get in there. There, that's one. And I'm going to pick up another seed bead. And we're going into this side. Another seed bead into this side. And we're going to go into the last one without a seed bead. So that's the bottom one, all the way at the bottom. Pull that through. Now we're going to do the same with this one. Gonna get that off, I don't need that anymore. The other thread is the same. First we're gonna go down. Pick up a seed bead. Go in the middle one. It's going to be a little hard, but you should be able to be doing it. Pull that top. First thing I'm going to do when some money comes in is I'm going to buy me an 8 gig card. Okay, so next one is on the side, also a seed bead. Going through that side one. And a seed bead through the side. Since these two meet up now, it's time to add 4 knots. 1, 2, 2, very difficult. 3, 4. I'm going to take the long thread, push it back, get the knot out of the way, push it back into the glass bead, pull it in, pop, and move it up. And go through the seed bead if you can, if you got enough thread. It's basically getting it out of the way. And the other one goes in the other direction. So that's going down that glass bead into the seed bead. And straighten it out. Cut off your threads. And now basically all you need is your suede cord. One suede cord, and go through the loop. At the end, you got these end clasps, I think they call them. You can put them right in there and close them up. And for those who haven't done this before, I always make sure that there's a little suede coming out, because if you put it in there so that you don't see the suede coming out, then the chances are pretty big that at one point you will pull your suede out. Just make sure that your clasps are tight and closed up good, so this doesn't itch in anybody's neck. That's the most important thing. People ask me sometimes, why don't you have other colors suede? And I basically tell them, because all other colors get dirty more easily and it will show quicker. So if anybody ever asks you, like, do you have white? Ma'am, white gets dirty so quickly. Okay. We got the jump ring, the extension cord goes on there on one side. Close that up. And what I always do is I push on the top, make sure that that's closed like that on the side, and I push on the top to make sure that that's closed really good. When I used to buy jewelry, handmade, by some of my friends from who I learned it, the problem was a lot of the time this little jump ring, it would be sharp in my neck, so I'm always making sure that that's kind of pushed in and closed up really well, and now it doesn't hurt in your neck, doesn't itch or scratch, or so that's basically, you got to watch out for that. It's better to have a little bit of an oval shape to it, a little egg shape, than it is to have somebody say, well, this itches in my neck, it's not closed correctly. On the other side, we put the clasp, and because this is, you can wear this on both sides, it doesn't really matter where your clasp goes. And if you have the same color on both sides, well, the same thing goes there, it doesn't really matter where it goes. And I'm going to be cheap. I'm going to not do the Swarovski. I'm going to do the, get this heart off. I'm going to do the glass bead as a dangle. Okay. Glass bead, seed bead. But I do still protect my glass bead. That's one of the things I do like to do. And this seed bead doesn't fit on this little head pin here. There. You also have to be careful with that the end of your head pins, mine are pretty sharp, so you got to make sure that that seed bead goes down all the way to protect it from the skin. And then 1/4, boom, and I cut that off a little bit to about a centimeter or something like that. Of course that won't make sense to you English guys, but it will to the Dutch. And I do this in two. 1, 2, and I don't close it up all the way. Put that at the end. And I close that up like that. There, now you have a duo color, little cross. Everything should be straightened out now, if everything is correct. Because of the seed beads that you added, and the last part. And it's really pretty. I sold a lot of these. I sell them for 15 euros a piece, just in case you're wondering, and you'll have to do the conversion yourself. And there. And if they're with the Swarovski in the middle instead of the glass beads, they're even a little bit more expensive. So I hope you liked it, guys. I'm going to use my new Nokia PureView that I just got with the 41 megapixels now to take a picture of this and see how that will turn out. Okay, guys, see you in the next tutorial. Bye-bye.